Bob West, I can't believe I'm talking to you. How does Barney feel to turn 30?
Well, I haven't talked to him lately. It's like he's been around here somewhere. Barney, are you here? Let's see. Oh, hi there. It's good to see you, Richard. How have you been?
How does it feel to turn 30, Barney?
It's amazing. Well, technically, I'm like, hundreds of millions of years old, but this is an exciting time. What a wonderful anniversary.
So, for almost 3 decades, you were the voice of so many people's childhoods. Just tell me what feedback you hear from them when they meet you.
Well, it's just amazing, especially being able to go out to the pop culture conventions and actually meet the fans. Because, when we were doing the show, everybody was too little and we couldn't talk to them about the show because that would spoil it for them. So now we can talk to them as adults and we hear things like, you were my childhood. I mean, that's, that phrase is pretty amazing. But we also hear things like, I learned to speak English through Barney, or my whole family learned to speak English when we emigrated from Vietnam was one example, and or Barney, even Barney saved my life. I mean, when kids are able to stay calm during treatments like chemo and that sort of thing, and they credit Barney for that, then that's amazing.
Yeah, that is
It really is.
amazing. Like you look back a little bit, every generation has a show and a character that reminds them of their childhood. I'm wondering, what was yours?
Ah, well, of course, we had Captain Kangaroo, and we had Romper Room, and but I was a big fan of the Saturday morning cartoons, especially like Bugs Bunny and Bugs and Daffy and all the Warner Brothers cartoons, and then also the small animation houses, which did all those very cool. Like you go to there's a store and all the labels come to life in the middle of the night when everybody's gone. That kind of fantasy sort of thing. I really really love that. But yeah, that was a big influence on books.
Now, it's still a mystery, and I'm sure you've read, the Reddit posts and stuff. The mystery why PBS canceled Barney back in 2009, 2010. They haven't really said why, but I understand there's a documentary coming out about it.
Yeah, I have heard about the documentary, and I'm really really interested to hear what they have to say because apparently they're doing a lot of research, and there's going to be, I think there's probably going to be like behind the scenes video and stuff that nobody's ever seen before. It's stuff that I have never seen, so I'm excited for that.
Interesting. I'm just thinking, so let's fast forward to today. Do you think Barney could survive today's toxic political environment?
I think Barney is not political at all. So he's really outside of politics. I don't want to say he's above politics because politics are very important, of course, and democracy is extremely important. But Barney does not deal in political things, and he doesn't take sides. He's very much about inclusion and about acceptance and tolerance and diversity. So I think he'd be great.
Zoom out a little bit because it's not just Barney. So many things from the 90s are making this roaring comeback. The Backstreet Boys, the Spice Girls, the show Friends. Why do you think that is?
It's the demographic. I think that everybody's coming of age now who was a big Barney fan when they were a little kid, and I'm definitely seeing that at the pop culture conventions. People are just coming in who are generally in their early 20s to mid 20s and on up to their very early 30s. But we have people coming to my booth and talking to me who are even younger than that because they were introduced to it by an older brother or mom or dad. And so, but the 30s right now, people are coming into their own. They're kind of nostalgic for their childhood and they're nostalgic for the things that were comforting. And especially, in times like this when things are a little unstable, that's you kind of seek out things that are comfortable.
What do you mean? Just things are just a little uncertain. We're coming out of COVID and people go back to what made them comfortable and that's their childhood and that's what's driving it?
Yes. Yes. I mean, when you've got a pandemic and you've got a war going on elsewhere and you've got political strife and everything, it's good to have something. It's good to have a touchstone. And I think for a lot of people, Barney is that touchstone and a lot of other things from their childhood.
Very thoughtful. I mean, obviously, Barney's not extinct, right?
Nope. That great big asteroid, it missed me. Ooh, He's funny. He makes asteroid jokes all the time.
You know what? Everyone loves a good asteroid joke. So beyond Barney, what else are you doing now?
Well, my parallel career, which I have kind of always done, is graphic design and creative direction. And I am a graphic designer for TV and film. And right now I am working as the graphic designer for The Muppets Mayhem, the new show that's coming up soon on Disney Plus. And it's gonna be a lot of fun. We're putting it together now and having our own little mayhem as we as we push into it. We just started shooting yesterday.
Oh, interesting. Oh, I look forward to that.
That and you know, when I'm always going out to pop culture conventions and that sort of thing, and I'm online. You can find
Yeah,
me.
well, that's how I found you. I appreciate your time, Bob. Is there anything you want to add before we close?
I'm so happy that a lot of people are getting in touch with their childhood again, and I'm honored that they're getting in touch with me as part of that. I really am. I really am. And so am I.
Is there anything Barney wants to add before we say goodbye?
Well, I just want to say one thing, and that is remember, I love you. So long.